Oh, today we have another great guest who really wanted to come to my casino and play the roulette. So I'm welcoming today Alessandro. Ale, um, Alessandro Gallo. Ale, let us know who you are, what you have been, and what you're doing today. 1 minute, and then we spin.
Yeah, sure. So first of all, Ricky, thanks a lot for hosting me here today. It's a pleasure, and I'm like thrilled about this, because I don't know anything about what is going to happen in the next few minutes. So hello to everyone. I'm Alessandro Gallo, as Ricky said. I'm actually right now I'm the CRO of Uallaby, that is an Italian startup. After 20 years of multinational company leading a sales team, I decided to, let's say, give a contribution to the Italian country by embracing this new adventure and journey on artificial intelligence. So let's have fun, Ricky. Let's have fun, and thanks for hosting me. It's an honor for me.
Prior to Wallaby, we were almost competitors.
Yeah, you're
Huh?
right. Yes, we're almost competitors. I mean, I
Almost.
believe that we are actually we are in the same situation that you were at that time. Like representing your company, that it was an Italian based organization, and I
Hmm.
was representing a multinational company,
Uh-huh.
and yes, let's say we were almost competitor. It was about hearing the voice of the customer and then taking a decision based on that, right?
Right. Very good. So, without further ado, let me share my screen. There we go. Now you've seen the roulette for the first time.
Yes.
Are you
Yes, yes.
scared? Are you
Yeah,
scared
a
really?
little bit. Like I had to tell you, it's like the tension is raising up, like like forecast call where you don't have the numbers with you. So I feel the same level of pressure, but it's okay. Let's spin.
Fantastic. And also, we were laughing prior to starting the recording because Alessandro is wearing the typical BDR headset.
It's true.
Okay.
It's true. Where everything starts with, like it's like the first step. Each journey starts with the first step, and this is the first step of a salesperson, right? So headphone and cold calling, and
Uh, we have been wearing them for long.
yeah,
So, Ale,
and still do it. Yeah.
say spin and stop whenever you want.
Okay. Spin. Stop.
Okay, this is quite cool. So, what happens um, when um, uh, when there is a topic that comes up? I explain it a little bit because I mean, I cannot write very much, otherwise they wouldn't fit in the roulette. But um, um, those are all topics. I haven't said it earlier, but for who follows this channel, they know more or less that those are all topics that I have wrote down during my 11 years as a CEO of a tech company. And those are all reflection topics, things that I was thinking about when or something happened, so that I was thinking about these topics during that time. So invest time and money. The um, so this is a very complex topic. First of all, let me stop my the screen sharing. How do I stop it? Here. Um, First of all, do you invest in something? Are you an investor?
Let's say I invest in my happiness. Let's
Okay.
put it this way. Now, I'm not like a huge investor, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I really, I'm not really that much into kind of gambling mode on stocks or whatever, because I believe that on this topic you said invest time and money, right? And if you want to invest properly your money, you need to invest your time. And like when you are working in those type of organization where like your agenda is packed with activities and tasks to be completed, it's not easy to follow properly the investment that you can make on your on your stocks and so on. So I really believe that you need to invest time in order to properly invest in your money on those type of.
Yeah, I completely agree now. And um, when in my notes, when I was talking, when I was writing down this topic, I mean, the reason why I wrote it down in first place is because if you look around, especially on YouTube or LinkedIn, it's always full of comments or people or places where it seems that with very little you can create a passive income, or you can let's say that it's possible to make some easy money. And what I found out over the years is that this is just a distraction, no, and and it's not, it's really not easy. But the real problem is that if you get distracted by doing these things, you do not focus on what's really important, which is what you just said. No.
Yeah.
So the question that I have for you is, how do you decide where to invest your time or your money? Mainly your time in this case.
Yeah.
How do you, and maybe investing your time can not necessarily be in a working activity. Maybe it's in something else. I don't know. What drives you?
Okay, let's say that I believe that during our life we have several ways to invest our time, and it's really depending on the situation you are in, right? Because let's be honest, when you are 20, 25 years old, you don't have a family, you don't have child, you don't have sports that they are engaged in, so you need to take them to the gym, to the soccer field, and so on. So there is a huge difference, and I believe that there is not one specific rule. The reality right now, so if I take myself, if I take a picture right now of where I'm investing my time, is like really trying to balance the time that I have to and the effort that it takes in this specific case to have a startup running as it should, right? So you are like trying to have this plane take off, and it's not easy. It requires a lot of efforts, a lot of mental energy, and at the same time you need, as I was saying, to balance all the tasks and the activities that are required, both from the family perspective, then from the personal perspective, because let's be very honest and clear, most of the time a lot of us, I am hearing more and more former colleagues that are talking about burnout. Unfortunately, COVID was one of the things that happened in the last 5 years that was really impacting the people's mind. And if you add to this let's say the acceleration that those organizations and more in general the economy took, is like it's crazy, and you need to take time to really to take care of yourself. That means like reading a book, or going out for a bicycle ride, or whatever, right? And it's not, honestly, in this specific time of my life, I'm kind of sometimes struggling to find the right balance, because you feel to have like to support your wife or your your
For
companion,
sure.
and that's not an easy point, right?
No.
But
My don't you feel that when you're not investing your time in building your startup, do you have that sensation that it feels like you're missing out on something? That it's
It's crazy. It's crazy because no, Ricky, you're touching a very hot topic for me. Like
Uh-huh.
you have this perception, this feeling like you are guilty, right? You are not giving 200% of yourself and your time in the startup, and this is more true when it's about a startup where you don't have a huge organization behind you.
True.
Like, and your job is not just a simple being the CRO because you are the CMO, like you are, as I was saying, wearing this, you are the telesales guy, and so on. So it's kind of an internal battle that each day you are living, where you feel the need to disconnect for a while to recharge your battery,
Mhm.
your mental energy, but at the same time you are feeling guilty because you are not giving 300%, 200% to the job that you are working right on. And that's the one of the most probably difficult thing right now that I need to face when it's about managing the time properly.
Yeah, I hear you, and especially today. I mean, I've been a CEO, founder and CEO of a tech company. We were doing AI 12 years ago when nobody knew AI existed.
Yeah.
So, and I had to go back on the books to study because technology is progressing so quickly that even if I was the CEO of a AI company for more than 10 years, I really had to go back to study just because I wanted to know more. And the sensation that I have every time, every evening when I don't focus, when I don't study, when I don't make myself more knowledgeable about it, is that maybe someone else is taking advantage of this, and maybe I will not be prepared or smart enough.
Yeah.
The reality, and this is, I think, very important for ourself, for self protection, um, is that what we are seeing, the way we think, is probably, I don't know, 2-3% of the entire population.
Yeah.
95% at least, they haven't seen or they have no idea what's going on yet. So, um, of course, if you set yourself competing against the first top 2-3% of people that want to become expert about something, you always find yourself battling. But
Yeah.
if you take a bigger picture, an aerial view, maybe you can rest a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, this is so true, Ricky. But at the same time, what I believe, and it's part of this internal battle that we are facing, right? Because
Uh-huh.
when you are uh, more and more
Uh-huh.
company needs trusted advisor, right? And how you can be a trusted advisor if you don't know what you are selling, and it's always about that, right? And so surely you cannot be like the genie in the bottle that knows everything, that knows the trends, that knows
Uh-huh.
every single topic about AI. Also because, as you were just mentioning, right, 12 years ago, the pace and the technology itself was like so. There were not like this incredible amount of function, new companies, new capabilities. What I'm seeing right now is like it's the very first time in my life, and I used to represent a lot of very important organization. It's the very
Uh-huh.
first time that I'm seeing like this acceleration in the evolution of the technology. It's like day in, day out, you have new
Uh-huh.
capabilities, and it's not like about release. Spring release is going to come in 5 months and you will see amazing stuff. No, it's like tomorrow you will have other 200
That's true.
capabilities, right? So, and it's not easy because this is, as you said, you need to take time to prepare properly and be the trusted advisor that the company
I
are
agree.
looking for, right?
Very cool. Let's pin it again.
Bye, let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Here we go. Whenever
Pardon?
you want.
Spin and stop immediately this time.
Ah, nice. I love this one. Um,
Yes, yes.
I love this one. So, um, let me see if I can enrich it with something else. Um, what is? I mean, you were not. So the it's stakeholders who don't get it. For I mean, it's partly covered, no, and so in my experience, stakeholders or shareholders or whoever were in most of cases were investors. But it could be, in your case, maybe your former manager, or now today your co-founders. And have you ever dealt with stakeholders that just didn't get your vision?
I can take Ricky. It's clear.
Or no, let me give you
Yeah.
also some other food for thought. Maybe people that were commenting or evaluating you, but they didn't really know what it took to execute your job.
Your strategy or your job. I mean, I have several story to tell, but let's keep it short. Let's say, first of all, if I have to give you an example already, when you work for such those big organization, you are a shareholders in some way, because you have like stock plan that are granted to you, and so you are actually part of the investors in some way, right? You have a true interest on top of what is your salary or your incentive plan and blah blah blah. Now the reality is like and what I really believe when I think about this is like when you work for a multinational company, one of the most difficult thing that I heard always dealt with was the capability to explain that the market where we are working on is different from US, and it is different, for example, in the how they differentiate the market from PMI to large enterprise, right? And so most of the time there is this concept of the one size fit all, right? And if I had to tell you, one of the things that I struggled with was like to make them understand, what was needed to achieve and overachieve in Italy, because I saw a change in how those company were setting up the operation in the country, because there was an initial phase back at the beginning of 2000 where like there was a country manager that was fully empowered to take decision, right? So it was like it was knowing which
Like, yeah.
how to segment the market, which was the best strategy to adopt to win. And then this has changed, right? There was like this overall standardization that it's fine for some processes, but when it's about the go to market, you really need to understand that there are let's say things that are different from one place to the other, right? The role of a partner ecosystem, the marketing and the like capability to be perceived as a leader, and all those stuff. So if I don't know if that was like what you were expecting in terms of
Where you and so you ended up in a situation where someone didn't know what it took, or they didn't fully understand what was needed to be done, but they still wanted you to do what they thought.
yes. There
And
was,
how did you react?
no, the reaction is like, as you are an entrepreneur, even if you are an employee, I act for the good of for the good of the final result. So I took the ownership of the decision, and even if there was no partner program in place, no channel manager, I took the ownership on top of what was my role, also to manage this, because if I need to provide specific numbers and target, and I need to achieve that target, I know what is required because I live this market since 24 years, right? And so I took the ownership of it because I believe I used to work at LinkedIn, and one of the core values was take intelligent risk. And honestly, to me, this was an intelligent risk. It was surely draining part of my time because I had to handle two different jobs, but at the same time was the way to achieve, what the company was asking me to achieve. And so that's the thing, Ricky. That's the thing.
Um, if I look at some other examples, and I mean, it's great that you still wanted to go. I mean, when you were employed, I think you took a bold decision because it's a lot easier just to say, okay, if you want me to do something else, I'll just tag along. I will just do it. No, and why risk it? Now, of course, if you're an entrepreneur, it's a bit different. But my consideration is that in general, who is not following the business day to day, 24/7, shouldn't force or shouldn't make decisions that do not put the person that is doing that at the center. So if you are the sales director, if you're managing one country, and I'm from another country, or I'm just an investor, or I'm just I don't know, a CMO from somewhere else, and I do not do your day job, I should always put you at the center.
Yeah,
If I put it, if I compare this with the startup world where you are now, and I think about VCs, I think VCs that are not good are the ones that do not put the founders at the center. Are the ones that think that at a certain point founders can be replaced or are not the right people. You shouldn't listen to founders, and you should listen to, I don't know, a manager that comes from outside, or like that. And but it's what you just said, that you managed to still go in the direction that you thought it was the good one. I mean, that's quite remarkable.
Yeah, Ricky, let's be honest. If they were hiring me and they were paying me those monies because they believe in my skills, in my capability to really understand the market and take the proper decision. Now, if you put me in that position, then you ask me to do whatever you think is the best, right? So why I need to be here? I go elsewhere, right? Where I can really give a real contribution by taking the proper decision. I'm not
Do
right
do you
referring.
think that you feel that you felt so comfortable in your position and so strong because you know that you are a great professional with a super strong background, and you would find a similar leading position in another company if they would change you?
No, first of all, the most important thing is like when I took the decision, after a few months, the results were there. So,
Okay.
and they
You-
loved it, right? You
okay.
take the, right? You take the ownership of your own decision, and surely, if the results are not there, you probably need to be confident enough to find another job, in a similar position in the next few months. But on the other hand, when you really believe and you work hard towards that, result, because you know that it's paying out and you know how to activate it, because it's not only about theory, it's about practical activities, things that needs to be done. And so results were there. We were like having opportunities coming in from partners where they were not existing like few months earlier. And so that's fine. So everyone was looking at us like saying, oh, wow, this is working.
Nice.
Yes, it's working. I know.
Yes, and I mean, I think I can guess at what company you were working when this happened, and I don't want to say the name, but um, my sensation is that that was a company that had the global headquarters somewhere else, and where you were managing one country that was just in one of the regions where they operate, because I have some other friends that are in executive sales position
Mhm.
for companies that are located far away. For example, some of them in China.
Okay.
So if you work as a sales director for a company in Italy or in Europe in general, for a company that's headquartered very far away, that is been that and where also the managers, your managers, have a very different culture, very different point of view. They are very much spoiled, and they frequently want to interfere and give you guidance,
Yeah.
while they don't know how it's done.
Yeah, no, that's the worst thing
Mhm.
that can happen. And honestly, what I really believe is like it's back at the first topic we just talked about, that is
Mhm.
invest time and money, right?
Mhm.
So time is so precious. It's so precious that you really need consider that you are investing a lot of your time and mental energy. You really need to feel the level of engagement, the level of the level of willingness to make the things happen. And I change I change companies when I was not anymore
Mm.
feeling that, right? And then I also have former colleagues that are they don't care. They just say, you know what, I don't care. I stay here in my comfort zone. Nobody's looking at me. I do my job, a few things that I need to do, blah blah blah, fulfill a
Mhm.
report.
Mhm.
I'm not the kind of person. So if I want to really impact, I want to bring my skills, my energy, and if I feel that there is someone else that is just guiding me like uh, an horse, no, I'm not
You
like that person.
change, you
Yeah, I
change.
change. I change. I simply
But
change.
in fact, Ale, you are now an entrepreneur,
Yes,
which is exactly how you want it to be.
exactly,
Uh,
Ricky. Exactly.
that's fantastic. Hey Ale, these sessions at the casino last only for 25 minutes. We're already at 27, so we really
Oh,
have to wrap it up. But I thank you so much for joining. I am 100% convinced that whoever will watch this will now know better the person behind the great professional, and it's a very good person behind the
oh, come
professional.
on.
So
First of all, Ricky, thanks a lot. And
don't cry.
like Italian, like I need to move hands. No, but joke aside, everyone that wants to just connect with me on LinkedIn, I'm more than happy to talk and to like share experience and thoughts. And once again, Ricky,
Fantastic.
thanks for this amazing format and congratulations for this. I really appreciate it.
Fantastic. Ale, thanks again, and we see each other soon.
Thanks, Ricky. Have a great day. Bye.
Ciao, ciao,
Ciao a
ciao.
tutti. All
Ciao.
the best. Ciao.